happy Friday morning, April 30th, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Friday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday morning, so let's get started. First up, we're going to go into weather. Weather right now is cloudy, 46 degrees. Meteorologist Mike Haddad said more beneficial rain for overnight, and let's see the rest of the weather forecast from meteorologist Mike Haddad.
You know Riverwoods, where active, independent adults find community, purpose, and peace of mind. Now Riverwoods is in Manchester. Find the same lifestyle right here at Riverwoods Manchester, rwmanchester.org.
Thank you very much for joining us. Stormwatch 9 weather on the web, approaching another weekend. And by the way, it'll be the first weekend of the new month of May. So what about the last 24 plus hours of April? Well, more beneficial rain tonight into tomorrow, although by Friday, the steadiest of the rain will fall in northern New Hampshire. Mostly dry for the weekend. Windy weather does take over tomorrow afternoon, and it will be quite gusty at times into Saturday. Lighter winds on Sunday, and then more shower chances, even though there could be an isolated shower Sunday morning. Better bed of rain comes in here Monday, Tuesday, and maybe later Wednesday into Wednesday night. Overnight tonight, temperatures back into the 40s under cloudy skies with the steady rain. Here's a look at that timeline as we'll track the back edge approaching by about midnight, and then more rain filling in shortly after that time frame. So steady rain through around 10 or 11 o'clock tonight, and then more fills in through the overnight stretch into early tomorrow morning. By then, the steadiest falls in northern parts of the state. For your Friday, winds begin to crank up out of the northwest. Steady rain tapering off the scattered showers by, say, the afternoon. Southern areas, even some breaks of partial sun with just a scattering of light showers. Windy weather tomorrow afternoon right through Saturday. That wind driving in some colder air. So tomorrow night, could even see a few wet snowflakes mixed in across the higher terrain. Windy, but sunny and cool on Saturday. By the time we get into Sunday, less wind and a little bit milder. Tomorrow, 50 north, lower 60s on south. Similar temperatures during the day on Saturday. A bit milder, partly sunny on Sunday. A very slight chance of a brief morning shower. And then a bit milder on Monday. Showers, most of them northern and central New Hampshire. Rain for many Monday night into early on Tuesday. Possibly another round of beneficial showers by Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, there you go on that full weather forecast from meteorologist Mike Haddad. And now let's take a look at your roadways now and see how it looks like on the roadways right now. In Henniker, you're seeing smooth sailing. Hopkinton, smooth sailing with medium pace traffic. Bow, Pembroke, and Concord, all smooth sailing. Boscawen, Canterbury, smooth sailing. Chichester, smooth sailing. Epsom, smooth sailing. Northwood, smooth sailing. And Lee, smooth sailing with medium pace traffic. Durham, smooth sailing. Rochester, smooth sailing with some medium pace traffic. Somersworth, smooth sailing with some medium pace traffic. Dover, smooth sailing with medium pace traffic, making your way into Newington. Portsmouth, smooth sailing with some medium pace traffic. Portsmouth into Maine, smooth sailing with some medium pace traffic. Rye, smooth sailing with some medium pace traffic. Northampton, smooth sailing. Hampton, smooth sailing with some medium pace traffic. Seabrook, smooth sailing with some construction and some medium and slow pace traffic into the border of Massachusetts. 101, all smooth sailing on 101. Around the Exeter area, you're seeing some smooth sailing. And then Epping area, a little bit of smooth sailing. And then a little bit past Raymond, there's some medium pace traffic there in medium-paced traffic in Exeter and Epping. Those are some areas on 101. Otherwise, the rest of the ride on 101 should be smooth sailing. Manchester Hartsey area, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Bedford, smooth sailing. Amherst, smooth sailing. And Milford, smooth sailing. Merrimack, some smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Nashua, smooth sailing into the border of Massachusetts. Nashua, Milford, all smooth sailing. Derry, Londonderry, Windham, Salem, smooth sailing with some spots of medium-paced traffic into the border of Massachusetts. And that is a look at your traffic. Now let's take a look at your traffic cam. Here's a look at your roundabout traffic circle in Derry, New Hampshire. As you can see, nice and quiet there, but the roads are wet from the rain. And that is a look at your traffic for this Friday. And now let's take a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire right now. There are 94,676 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,301 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. There are 87 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. That is a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. Now let's get to your news. First up, officials urge Granite Staters to get vaccinated as COVID-19 vaccines are widely available. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Auto North is now New Car. That's right. Auto North pre-owned superstore is now New Car.
We know that some people might be unsure about getting vaccinated, and this is okay. It makes sense that you might feel nervous about a new vaccine.
New Hampshire health officials trying to ease any concerns about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Dr. Beth Daly, chief of the Bureau of Infectious Disease Control, addressing common questions and concerns.
While these vaccines were approved quickly, there were no shortcuts taken. They're made using the same scientific principles as other vaccines, and they underwent rigorous scrutiny by scientists and medical experts.
She also says the vaccine can't give you COVID-19, and if you already had the virus, you should still get the shot to help boost immunity and protect you from variants. As for any potential side effects, such as pain at the injection site, body aches, and fatigue,
these are all normal and expected, and their side effects mean that your body is responding to the vaccine and building that very important immunity. These side effects are better than getting COVID-19, which can leave you with long-term symptoms and potentially result in hospitalization and death.
But state health officials acknowledge concerns about hesitancy after the recent pause in resumption of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine.
The data came back and showed they did a very thorough review of Johnson & Johnson and showed that it is fine. It is more than safe. It is just as safe as they imagined.
Johnson & Johnson clinics resume this Sunday in Concord, Nashua, and Newington. There are thousands of appointments available, but you do need to still sign up ahead of time. In Concord, Jessica Moran, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Demand for vaccines in New Hampshire remains solid, public health workers say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right. Bring home the Kubota BX2380 tractor for payments as low as $111 a month.
Where best means second to none, MV.
Large closed clinics like this one for teachers in Dover have kept regional public health networks busy. Between those and state sites, most anyone over 50 has had the chance to be fully vaccinated. But as Stratford County and the Seacoast have moved to younger populations, the acceptance rate has gone down.
We definitely see a decline in our 16 and over populations that we've targeted.
However closely networks tailor their allocation requests, sometimes there's some left over.
If you think you have 3,000 kids showing up and only 2,000 show up, that leaves you with another 1,000 that you got to get into somewhere. And with Pfizer being on a tight expiration, it's, we've been able to dump it to UNH, different places.
Often turning to social media to prevent waste, Sullivan County posting a walk-in clinic on Facebook yesterday, inviting people to come on down and bring a friend.
So I had some extra doses on hand, and I said, let's find where we need to go to provide access to the public, instead of for Claremont to drive into Newports.
They used it all. No one we spoke with says they are at the point yet where they have more allocation than they need.
We run a clinic, for example, once a week at Beach Street School. And this week's clinic had 200 people show up, within a matter of 2 hours.
They say having to work a little harder to find arms to put vaccine in is a good problem to have. And they're preparing for that potentially next large group. 12 to 15-year-olds could be approved as early as mid-May. We're live in Portsmouth. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News Now.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Five more COVID-19 deaths reported in New Hampshire. Cases trending down. Let's take a listen to that video.
The Season Pass Spring Sale is on right now at Gunstock Mountain Resort. Don't miss your opportunity to score the...
Great, good afternoon. Actually, before I jump into the numbers update for today, I just want to highlight that all the numbers that we report out here on a weekly basis can be found online on our website. People can go to nh.gov/COVID-19 and follow the links for interactive data analytics dashboard. On a daily basis, we also publish and release a daily update that highlights a lot of these numbers. I just wanted to highlight the fact that this is going to be undergoing a change going forward. Some of the numbers that typically have been reported out in that daily update will be taken off that daily press update, particularly some of the testing numbers, which are less relevant, so that we can focus that daily update more on some of the key metrics that we've been following and reporting out on a weekly basis here. So just be aware that the format of that daily update is going to change, but all the numbers can still be found online on our data dashboard, in particular the testing specific webpage of our data dashboard. So with that, let me jump into the numbers for today. We are reporting 298 new people diagnosed with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. In fact, in the last week, in the last several days, we have averaged between 250 and 300 new infections per day. And so the daily incidence of new infection continues to trend down over the last week. Currently, there are 2,610 people with active infection, which is also a decrease from last week. Our test positivity rate, that's the percentage of all tests that are positive for COVID-19, both PCR and antigen tests combined, also continues to trend down, and we're currently at about 3.8% of tests that are positive for COVID-19. Hospitalizations also continues to trend down, which is good news. There are 87 people currently hospitalized statewide with COVID-19. Unfortunately, 5 new individuals that we're reporting today that have died as a result of COVID-19. One person is associated with long-term care facilities, and this brings the total number of people that have died during the pandemic to 1,301. So as noted, the majority of these COVID-19 numbers are trending down in the last week, or continue to trend down in the last week. But to be clear that the spring and April vacation and the travel that is potentially occurring could pose a risk for our numbers going back up again. And so we continue to stress the importance that people wear their face masks when in public locations, practice social or physical distancing, and avoid large group gatherings, as ways to bring the numbers down further. And certainly people should get vaccinated if they haven't already to protect themselves, protect their family, and protect their friends against COVID-19. We have 3 different COVID-19 vaccines available, including the Janssen vaccine or the J&J vaccine, which has been reaffirmed by the CDC and the FDA to be safe for use in people 18 years of age and older. And so we continue to encourage everybody that's appropriate for vaccination to sign up for the earliest available appointment to be vaccinated to protect themselves and their communities against COVID-19. And for people that may have only received 1 dose, please be sure to sign up for your 2nd dose if you've received either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccines. The 2-dose series of those vaccines is important to have the highest level of protection and the longest duration of protection possible. And with that, I will hand things over to Dr. Daly. Thanks.
Okay, and there you go on that video. New Hampshire wastes few vaccine doses, governor says. Let's take a listen to that video in that report.
You know Riverwoods, where active, independent adults find community, purpose, and peace of mind. Now Riverwoods is in Manchester. Find the same lifestyle right here at Riverwoods Manchester. rwmanchester.org.
In terms of waste, I believe we're still under 1%.
Governor Sununu praising health officials for using just about every drop of the COVID-19 vaccine allocated to the state of New Hampshire, but also saying waste may go up because one of the manufacturers is going to start putting more doses in each vial.
They want to get it out faster, so you put more doses in a vial. The problem you have there is you need 14 people at a time to get vaccinated, and when you have that 15th person, you're going to open that vial. If you don't have another 13 people that take those doses, they could very easily and unfortunately get wasted. You only have a few hours once you open that up to be able to administer that.
Demand may rebound soon, though. Health officials believe the Pfizer vaccine will be approved for 12 to 15-year-olds sometime next month. Governor Sununu saying that distribution will go out through some of the mass vaccination sites, schools, and primary care providers.
If you assume, roughly a 50-60% uptake, I think that's pretty aggressive for kids in terms of the uptake. That's about 30,000 vaccinations that we may have to give out.
The governor was also asked about bringing the vaccine door to door.
In some ways, we already do that a little bit with our homebound population. We go into certain apartment buildings or centers where elderly communities, and it's similar to going door to door. We're coming in and we're just offering it to everyone in that building on a certain day.
And the governor says in the state of New Hampshire, there's about 60,000 12 to 15-year-olds in New Hampshire. And again, he's estimating around 50 to 60% uptake of the vaccine with them. In Concord, Jessica Moran, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New AFP New Hampshire ad. Grassroots campaign urges Hassan to keep her word on filibusters. New Hampshire Senator among select targets of national AFP effort focusing on vulnerable incumbents. Eight-year-old girl breaks both legs in six-story jump from NYC fire. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC 7NY.
We have an update tonight about that little girl, now in critical condition, after she jumped last night from the balcony of a sixth-floor apartment building in the Bronx, an apartment that, as you see, was on fire. The flames so intense, the 8-year-old trapped alone on her balcony. Can you imagine what she was thinking, what she was feeling? Eyewitness News reporter Mike Marza live at Harlem Hospital, where the girl is now being treated. Michael?
Bill, truly incredible. Investigators say the girl's 17-year-old aunt was there, tried to save her, but the flames were too big, leaving this 8-year-old alone with an impossible choice that she made and survives. From the 14th floor, you can see the 8-year-old on the ground, seconds after she jumped from her 6th floor apartment.
My little girl, she stayed there. She wasn't moving at all. So I thought she was, dead. But everybody rushed, to help her out.
She survived, but broke both her legs.
We heard a girl screaming, and then that's when we came out, and she was right there in the balcony pointing out the fire coming towards her. So she dropped. We saw her dropped on the floor.
Neighbors ran to help.
I was like, are you okay? But she was just crying, and everybody was telling us to get a little back and that she needs air.
As the building burned above, huge flames engulfed the balcony from where she jumped.
I'm looking down, and the fire department, everybody's coming, everybody's helping out.
As firefighters arrived to attack the flames, paramedics rushed the little girl to Harlem Hospital. Investigators say her 17-year-old aunt tried to save her, but was blocked by the flames. On Citizen App video, you can see how big the fire grew. Thick smoke could be spotted for miles yesterday evening, pouring from East 169th Street and 3rd Avenue in the Bronx.
As you see all the soot, you know what I'm saying, the debris, it was horrible.
Jessica Ocasio wasn't home, but lives on the 7th floor, right above the little girl.
I'm pretty sure that she was scared, and, this is pretty high, so for her to get over this.
We're looking down today. You truly appreciate just how much courage the 8-year-old summoned to jump that far.
It's horrible, for anybody to experience something like that.
Again, the girl is still recovering with 2 broken legs in stable but critical condition here at Harlem Hospital. Meanwhile, the investigation into the fire continues. Investigators say they don't know a cause, but they know it is not suspicious.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And thank you for joining us for this Friday edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone.